Had a good spin on that one. Bull or bear Monday morning. Let's take a look. Brought out the old coin too. Threw a bear again. Interesting. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and conciergebullion.com in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. 72 degrees out there. Just look at that water temperature. Funny, I just saw that helicopter go by here just a few minutes ago too. I guess he's still out there. Not quite sure what they're doing. Well, anyways, as you know, the pier collapsed on last couple days ago. It wasn't a result of the hurricane. You know, the town and a lot of people are going to say it was a hurricane that took it down. It was the swells. No, folks. As you know, with most government entities and people that are supposed to keep track of such things and make sure these kind of things don't happen, the town of Lauderdale by the Sea, and this is not my opinion, the town of Lauderdale by the Sea completely ignored the fact that these pylons have been rotting out. Some of them are 50 years old, never been repaired. And again, I ran for election last year, as most of you know. One of my key things was saving the pier, making sure the pier didn't collapse in the ocean. I surf out here, I swim out here, I fish out here. I brought the town during the election this last year photos and pictures of these beams that you wouldn't even stand on. You wouldn't even go out on them. They were no structure, no rebar whatsoever. And what did the town do? Nothing. They said it wasn't their problem. They didn't own it. And they never red tagged this pier. They allowed this pier to remain open. Thankfully, nobody died or got hurt, but it could have very well happened. And again, why? Negligence, stupidity, what do you want to call it? Negligence mostly, sticking their heads in the sand. And what has this got to do with the price of gold and silver? Everything, because it's the same frickin' thing that the CFTC, the regulating group for COMEX, that's supposed to keep an eye on gold and silver and make sure they're not manipulated, make sure there aren't crooked players. They stick their frickin' heads in the sand, they don't do anything, and that's the reason that we've got a collapsed silver market, because it's broken, it's collapsed, it's over with because of lack of care, lack of thought, lack of just attention to it. And it's criminal, folks. These, I'm not going to say as far as a pier collapsing that it's criminal, but the buck stops with the commissioners and the town that allowed this to happen. And the same thing with the CFTC, with the price of silver collapsed like it is. That market is as broken as this pier is. And why? Because the CFTC, the regulators, the commissioners on that board, including the jerk-off Behan or whatever his name is, they're worthless piece of shit organization that they are, the CFTC. And again, this goes across almost all government pretty much, folks. There's very few well-run governments out there. There's very few regulation agencies that are supposed to make sure that we're safe economically, and even when it comes to a pier. They stick their heads in the sand, folks, and that's, again, the same thing we've got going on with gold and silver markets is the same reason this pier collapsed. Stupidity, ignorance, and sticking their frickin' heads in the sand. All right, I said it. I'm over it, but boy, isn't it, God, it's just beautiful out there. 72 degrees, our weather is back, and we've got a really low tide there as well. But, I warned the city some time ago that when this pier collapsed, that it would become their problem, and you watch what happens. It will be their problem. Now, will that happen with the CFTC? That market, the silver market's collapsed, it's broken. No. The problem with a lot of federal agencies is that you can't, they will never take responsibility for it. The CFTC will never take responsibility for the broken silver market. Why? Because if they did, they'd be open to liability. The same reason the town will not admit that this was anything to do with them, because they don't want the liability. And that's the reason things never get fixed. This is why we can't have nice things, folks, because these fucking morons that run these political offices and run these so-called regulatory agencies. And what does that mean? You can't count on these people, folks. You can't count on them. I don't care if they're Republicans or Democrats. You can't count on them. They're worthless. All right, here I go. All right, be proactive, not reactive, okay? And that's kind of, again, that's a situation that with the pier collapse and with the CFTC. Instead of being proactive, taking care of things and fixing things and making sure that things didn't get to the level where they collapse, they don't. They're simply reactive. And that's all government politicians out there, in my opinion. I don't care, again, red or blue, they all suck. They're all reactive, they're not proactive. And especially the so-called regulatory agencies like the SEC, who allowed Bernie Madoff to make off with the billions that he did. I blame the SEC as far as the silver markets, how broken it is and how destroyed like that pier it is right now because of neglect. Who do I blame? I blame the CFTC for this. It was their fault on their watch, and they did nothing. Again, reactive, not proactive. Well, anyways, going to get into this week's prices. I've had a rough week this last week, with the couple personal things going on I shared with you earlier in the week. And I'm not going to just keep talking about that, making excuses why I haven't been doing videos, but it's been a tough week for me a little bit. But I'm kind of back on track now a little bit. I keep saying a little. That's the drinking word of the day, a little bit. So can I say a little bit? Have a drink. Well, anyways, market is really healthy to the upside. Again, folks, we've been talking about how manipulated these gold and silver and platinum markets are. When they're down, especially, we get pissed, we get angry. I do too, to a degree. But I knew this too shall pass. But when the markets are down like this, it's easy to start getting mad and blaming the CFTC. It's easy to start getting mad and blaming the big banks. And then the market goes up and everyone's quiet. No one, all the complaining stops. But folks, the COMEX markets, gold and silver markets, particularly the silver markets, they're broken to the downside, they're broken to the upside. They're broken, period. As long as COMEX and the CFTC allows these effing crooks to continue to do what they're doing, and even to the upside, these markets are broken. So we see a $10 up in silver, you see a gold go up $100. Folks, it's the same old crooked frickin' market, all right? Until we start seeing changes in these markets are completely broken. But the beauty of it is they're mostly broken to the downside, okay? So take an opportunity to buy these metals at ridiculously broken prices. I guess that's the best way to put it. I'm going to go over a couple things. I'm going to talk about some news events and stuff. I got a little bit of time here Saturday morning. And again, I got to get back on track with my videos here. The close on, I believe was New York open Friday? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it's the world markets in New York. Maybe New York was open. It is a global market. 1772, low of 1748. Silver 2172. Look at that, hitting a high at 22, intraday high at $22. And platinum hanging on to that $1,000 mark, and what a high at 1060. Folks, these prices are just, when it comes to real gold and silver bars, coins, real gold and silver that you hold yourself, you buy yourself, and you're not letting other people hold it for you, these prices are still fire sale, bargain basement numbers. Unfortunately, the premiums aren't so much. But even with the added premiums on top of these bullshit broken prices, gold and silver and platinum are still a great frickin' deal, folks. So keep stacking. The physical prices and the premiums that you're paying right now on gold, silver, and platinum bars is really probably in reality what the real prices are. Well, real prices should be double and triple this, but the premiums are indicating that these numbers are way too low, and that there is a big issue with supply as far as silver goes. Silver especially. Gold maybe not so much. Well, let's get into, I want to ask a question to some of you folks out there. Cryptos have been around for a little while. I'm curious, and again, some of you are going to say, oh, I can't believe Brian's talking about cryptos. You know what? I like to keep my mind open on certain things, all right? And I could be wrong on this. I mean, how many of you think that Bitcoin is going to just ultimately go to zero? I don't even believe that to some degree, unless some news comes out that the Bitcoin is actually really owned by the NSA and the CIA, in which case nobody's going to want it. And that's a conspiracy that I actually believe a little bit. I believe that Bitcoin was created by the NSA, CIA, for the same reasons that Remember when the CIA owned that encryption machine? They owned the company that made the encryption machine that the Germans and the England and everybody was using. Come to find out, they owned it. And again, I believe that this is a great way to control people by owning these kind of assets here. But again, that's simply conspiracy on my part. And I'm curious again, how many of you folks out there think Bitcoin's going to go to zero? And for you folks that don't think it's going to go to zero, what do you think the bottom is, and where would you actually step in and buy at Bitcoin? Are we going to see 15,000? Are we going to see $10,000 Bitcoin? What point, and again, please make it in the comment sections, what level would you feel kind of compelled to give it a shot at? I'm curious. Well, let's move into some gold news and stuff like that, what's going on out there. Almost alone, Canada's central bank owns no gold. Well, no wonder. Look at who their president is. What's his name? It shows you how much I care about the idiot. You know, Trudeau. Look at who's running the country. Trudeau is. No wonder they don't own any gold. You know, Canada has had just as much a problem as the United States as far as electing dickheads and assholes and morons and thieves. So they're no better. And again, Canada has no gold. Wouldn't surprise me if we don't have any gold either. I know a lot of people say, well, there's gold in Fort Knox, but is there really? When's the last time that place has been audited? You know, and we talked, you know, for many years, we know for a fact that our central bank, that the Fed actually leased out our gold in Fort Knox to different gold banks and stuff like that. So I'm curious if we even own any gold. Likely not, because again, who is this country run by? Morons, idiots, dumbasses, crooks, and thieves, primarily, in both parties, folks, in both parties. Personally, I'm waiting for a good revolution to come along. Well, anyway, let's go. Crypto carnage exposes untold risk on unbacked digital currencies. You know, I was thinking about this when I read this article yesterday, and my gosh, man, take a look. What is it? Nicaragua took a lot of their country's wealth and stuck it into Bitcoin. They're down about half of what it was once. Stupid move again. Politicians, primarily the people that make it into office, primarily are dipshits. Oh man! All right, you can tell what kind of mood I'm in this morning. Top gold buying, central bank plans to acquire. Go figure. Top gold bank. Look, Uzbekistan. You know, if you thought that there were some intelligent people running the countries out there, you would think they would be the Western countries, like, you know, United States, Australia, maybe even Canada, that would, you know, add these assets to their country's portfolios to make them stronger. But Uzbekistan? No way. But there it is, right there, folks, in writing. $32 billion in reserves. Has bought the share of precious metal in its $32 billion reserves to almost 2/3, and a reversal of plan to cut it by 50% by buying U.S. and Chinese sovereign debt. So Uzbekistan, instead of buying Chinese and sovereign debt, bought more gold. They were going to buy, but I guess there was actually somebody with half a fucking brain in Uzbekistan that said, listen, idiots, you don't want to buy U.S. and Chinese sovereign debt. You don't want to buy any paper sovereign debt because it's going to get stuck up your heinies. And whoever that smart person was in Uzbekistan actually got them to buy precious metals and increase their country's net worth by doing that, not decreasing it by buying idiot fucking derivatives and paper bullshit bonds and whatever it is, all right? BIS is nearly out of its gold swap business. I'd like to kind of hear more about this. Nearly doesn't mean they are out of it. It just means that, well, anyway, be nice to see that Bank of International Settlements not manipulating the price of gold like they have been for years with their stupid swaps. What else is going on there? This might be true because the End Times, Kitco covers gold manipulation in some detail. Oh, speaking of having their heads in the sand, Kitco has done that for years. They've never even acknowledged that these markets are manipulated. So how much can you trust whatever Kitco says if they can't even basically acknowledge that these markets are highly manipulated? You can't, folks. But Kitco does make some nice charts and stuff like that. Legal definition of money and credit. All right, we're not going to go too much in here. By the way, if you're new to my videos, you definitely need to bookmark gata.org on your bookmark bar and check it every couple of days. Always great articles, always some good stuff out there that'll make you smarter than the average bear by reading it. Well, that's just my opinion. I'm going to stick with that. Moving into the news. Wow, go figure, right? it appears that besides this guy bankrupting his company for billions and taking out a lot of people, it sounds like they got hacked as well. So what does this say about the crypto market? Is this the nail in the coffin for the crypto market? I think it probably is. I really do. That's why I'm kind of curious where we're going to see Bitcoin bottom out to, because one thing that they've lost with the crypto market is credibility and trust. And when it comes to people's money, that's, credibility and trust are important, and the crypto markets lack that completely. And again, is there any surprise? Where were the regulators? Where there are no regulators in that market. And I got to tell you, even if this crypto market was extremely highly regulated, the people regulating it are inept. They're inept and they're crooked, in my opinion. And at the very least, they're crooked. I mean, okay, either way, getting a little confused here, but man, I'm starting to go off on this. What else have we got going on out there? Cryptos, foreign farms, Friday night theft, another, billions, $22 billion gone, wiped out, stolen from the crypto markets, all right? Man, nothing good. But again, where are the people that are supposed to protect us from this? Where are the people that are supposed to protect us from gold and silver markets being manipulated? Where are the people that are supposed to protect us from the Bernie Madoffs? Where are the people that protect us from a pier collapsing under our feet? Well, they're there, folks. Again, they're just completely fucking inept, all right? And that's exactly what we got going on out there. Gold and silver banks. A lot of good articles out here on Zero Hedge right now. Boy, go figure. And that's for real. They did a no-knock warrant on this guy right here. For why? It doesn't make any sense. But again, they're conducting a no-knock warrant on a guy that has a website devoted to Area 51 and UFOs and such, all right? They go after people like this. Meanwhile, again, they let the Bernie Madoffs live out there. They let the crypto thieves out there exist. Anyways, boy, the governments worldwide are completely screwed up in a big way. Take a look at this. Go dark at facility in Key. Why did it take Florida one day to tally all the votes, and it takes fucking Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, and all these other states weeks to do it? And I'll tell you why, because they're fucking crooked, in my opinion, all right? So, I mean, we've got credibility problems in our markets, we got credibility problems in our government, we got credibility problems in our elections. And, folks, I know a lot of people have been out there that have been afraid to say, oh, well, a lot of people are afraid to even say that the elections are fucking rigged. But you know what? They've been rigged for decades. And they're rigged today. They haven't fixed shit out there, okay? So, again, with the problem we got right now with government, at the very least, and regulators, credibility, they have none. Large piece of, that's kind of interesting as well. Well, not too much to talk about in gold and silver markets as far as the age goes either. So I'm going to just switch over real quickly to what the best deals out there. This is something, all the other political stuff and my opinions on the broken markets and the crooks and schemers and the inept people in the regulatory agencies and government. I mean, that's all opinion on my part. And usually I'm pretty right on this stuff. I have been for quite some time. But when it comes to what the best deals out there in gold, silver, and platinum, that's not opinion. This is fact. This is stuff that I know. It's my specialty. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I know what the best deals out there. I know what people should stay away from. And again, if you listen to me for anything, this is what you should be listening to me about. What are the best deals out there? Right now, folks, let me go back to here. I'm going to do a little quote or saying that I've been telling my customers for decades now. When they ask me, Brian, what's the best thing to buy when it comes to gold and silver? I'm going to give it to you in a paragraph or a sentence. The best deals to buy are the least expensive premium that you can pay for gold, silver, and platinum products. Not the shiniest, not the prettiest, not the coolest, not the most popular, but the least expensive premium that you can buy when it comes to gold and silver for a industry recognizable product, okay? So that's pretty simple. Buy the cheapest premium, and buy products that are recognized by industry people like myself, other dealers, not recognized by your brother-in-law, your neighbor, or yourself. And you know, I'm not trying to disregard what you guys know, but you know, a lot of times people will get bad advice. Like right now, bad advice for the last several months is to buy Silver Eagles. Bad advice for the last several months. And again, some of the advice by your neighbors and your friends and your buddies are well-intentioned, but it still doesn't make it good advice. Bad advice would be buying 90%. Oh, sorry about that. Bad advice would be buying, you know, high-priced, premium, shiny shit. Oh, there goes the volunteer fire department. Give me 1 second here. Let me let that go by. And as you can tell, we don't edit these videos. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? There they go. I love those guys. And not many places in the country still have a volunteer fire department, and we do in town. All right, let me get back to that. Best deals out there, the cheapest premium that you can buy for an industry recognizable product. Just remember, never forget that, and you'll never go wrong. You don't even need me anymore once you know that. What are the best deals out there? Best deals are still 100-ounce bars. Best deal out there is probably, in this order, hundreds, kilos, tens, and ones. And again, like I said, stay away from Silver Eagles, stay away from Maple Leafs. Look at that, $31 for a Maple Leaf. That's freaking insane. $29, folks. Absolutely stay away from all the Sovereign products. $29. They're absolutely overpriced. You will lose money by buying these. Ultimately, you will not make as much money if you had bought more reasonably priced products. So absolutely stay away from Maple Leafs, Britannias, Krugerrands, Eagles, all that stuff. The best deals in silver are absolutely without, and again, any other YouTube talking heads out there want to have a debate with me on this, I'm happy to do it. Because I am certainly not going to unload overpriced premium products on my customers. Neither should any other dealers out there. As far as SD, Atmex, and JM Bullion, I mean, they don't advise you to buy anything. They just offer you a whole bunch of products. So I can't really, you know, say that SD is pushing overpriced products on their customers. But I will say it is the beauty of finding yourself a good local dealer or finding yourself a good face-to-face dealer that you can talk to, because a good local dealer will advise you not to buy all these products I just told you, pertaining to silver maples, KRs. But you're not going to see that in SD Bullion. You're never going to see a little thing up here that says, customers of SD, Atmex, and JM, you know, we highly recommend that you don't buy these higher price premium products, because you're probably going to make a lot less money than you could have if you bought the cheaper products, and you're probably going to lose money on top of it. And technically you will lose money because you're paying big premiums that you will never, ever get back, all right? But again, can't blame SD, Atmex, and JM Bullion because they don't really give you advice either way, what to buy and not to buy. They just offer you choices, okay? But any of the talking YouTube heads out there and any of the dealers out there that are advising that you buy these Sovereign products, KRs, Britannias, Eagles, Maples, they're doing you a big disservice. And it's completely probably profit-driven, motivated, or they're just plain stupid. When it comes to gold, same thing. Stick with the bars, folks. Avoid all the Sovereign products because they're just overpriced. In fact, let me take a look. It's in stock gold. Let's see what we got going on there. How much over is that for Krugerrand? Krugerrands would be my next go-to. You know, bars are going to be the number one go-to in my opinion. Bars, we got them for like spot plus 80, 85 bucks or something like that. And again, as you know, Commercial Rare Coins and ConciergeBullion.com advertises to beat SD Bullion, Atmex, and JM Bullion on their reasonably priced products. But here, 1868. Let me do a little bit of math here. Well, 1778. That's not a bad deal. Again, silver is where the real problem is as far as availability and premiums go. And you know, again, buy the cheapest premium products that are recognizable by industry leaders and industry people when it comes to silver. When it comes to gold, you know, the products that are overpriced right now in gold is going to be mostly American Eagles, American Buffaloes. Look at that, $2,000 for a Buffalo. Where is 1 ounce gold American Eagles? Let's see if they're even available out there. Hang on a second. Random Designs. Where are Eagles? Top seller, 1 ounce Eagles. My gosh, are there any out there? There they go. 2018 bucks, folks. Look, the premiums are ridiculous. Stay the frick away from gold Eagles. Stay away from gold Buffaloes. Stay away. Let's see where Maples are at right now as well. Definitely stay away from $20 gold pieces and such. Remember, these are not an ounce. These are 0.96 ounces. A lot of people confuse and think that $20 gold pieces are an ounce. They're not. Premiums are just freaking ridiculous on those things as well, folks. Stay away from that stuff. 1 ounce pamps. Again, 1 ounce bars are the best deal out there. How much are they getting from Maple Leafs? Where's Maple Leaf? 1873. Not too unreasonably priced. So I'm going to put them in order here. Best deal out there are gold bars, 1 ounce bars. Stick with the gold 1 ounce bars. Next best deal out there is probably going to be Maple Leafs and KRs. And I'm not even sure if I see Britannias out there. But after that, I would definitely avoid Gold Eagles, avoid Buffaloes, avoid them like the plague, man. They're just way overpriced, folks. Well, if you got any questions about what products you want to know about, and some, if I think here's the deal. You don't even have to ask me if I think certain products are overpriced. If you're paying more than $100 premium for any gold products over the price of gold, it's overpriced right now, considering that you can get KRs and Maple Leafs and bars for under, well, I better not say that, but close to that $100 level or so. Eagles and Buffaloes, $200? Are you fucking kidding me? Only someone that completely didn't know what they were doing would continue to buy Eagles and Buffaloes at that level. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to get out of here. If you got any questions about what good deals are and stuff like that, put them in the comments section. I will do my best to answer them. And by the way, folks, Chris Dutcher, I saw a comment from you the other day. As you know, my father passed away from cancer. A lot of you guys know from the last week. Last week he passed away. And what a horrible disease. And Chris, you had mentioned that your wife is doing better. And I didn't acknowledge the other day, but I did remember, I'm hoping everything works out great for you guys, the technology, and if you catch this stuff early, it should be fine. But again, I wanted to acknowledge you, Chris, because you've always been one of my kind listeners and followed my videos. And I was kind of shocked to hear that, you've got issues as well. And I wish the best to you and your family. And anyways, let me move along here to some questions out here. A lot of folks, 1,000-pound guitar, a lot of you guys, Gary Wagner. I really appreciate all the kind words in the comments about my father passing away and such. Boy, schools sure as heck do not teach financial knowledge. No kidding. You know why? Because they want people to be reactive, not proactive. Thanks for commenting, Gary. I really appreciate that. Also, I'd like to ask everyone to please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And hey, again, I'm pretty consistent, except for the last week, with answering people in the comments section. Ask me whatever you want, well, almost, and I'll answer it for you. Tree Climber, thank you as well. And it affirms we're thinking alike and not alone against these criminals. Absolutely true. Jason, Kenny, again, a lot of people, I'm sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying. A lot of people commenting on my father passing away, and again, I really appreciate that very much. I appreciate your caring words and the nice things that a lot of you have said. Great content. Let me just see if there's any, again, thank you guys for commenting. Let me see if there's anything that I can answer here. If Comics doesn't get some of the eligible over to register, we may finally see it feeding. For instance, if they put halt to trading, the register is leaving at a record price and the eligible is staying put. Interesting, Silas, but I'm not quite sure that really any of this stuff has an effect on price of, especially silver. I believe that the price of silver is just, regardless of what's out there, regardless of the supply and demand issues we're having right now, it's just plain manipulated by a bunch of big paper derivative positions in the COMEX markets. It's just broken. It's crooked. I don't think any of this stuff really is going to make a difference, honestly. Do you think until it fixes itself or until that supply and demand issue bites them in the ass big time? And I think that's what we're starting to see right now. Do you think premium, if the precious metals increase in value, they'll go up? I hate the resistant mathematicians. PMs increase in value, they'll go up. Yeah, of course, I do believe that. And I think that's absolutely true. Keep buying precious metals, physical, and F that paper, exactly. Welco, what's up? Linda, thank you very much. And Linda likes my local politics. I appreciate that. Sometimes I'm wondering what's appropriate to talk about and what's not appropriate to talk about. But you know what? If I start questioning myself too much, then I end up making these crappy-ass videos. So, making these crappy-ass videos. When dealing with gold ingots, less than 1 ounce that come in packaging, just take them out of packaging and make it harder to resell. Yeah, you know, I hate I hate packaging on gold bars. I really do, because it doesn't allow me to do some basic testing, or folks to do basic testing on the stuff because of the packaging. And you know, a lot of these companies that package these bars, they're under the false illusion that the packaging, and a lot of people that buy packaging are under the illusion that, well, it's in a package, it's got a serial number, it's got a logo and a hallmark and a hologram, it must be real. No, folks. You know, even when it comes to all these products, certificate authenticities are about as worthless as tits on a log, okay? Why is that? Because you can reproduce a fake certificate way easier than you can reproduce a fake coin. In fact, if you take a look, PCGS and NGC, the certifiers of rare coins in the rare coin industry, you know, they entomb in plastic, has the same problem. There are fake counterfeit slabs out there, lots of them too, with fake coins in them as well. And people look at the certification, they automatically assume it's real just because it says certified. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Second the best, first team, the first. What's up, Zane? Well, anyways, folks, I'm going to call it quits right now. Not a lot in the gold and silver news, and again, I'm just getting back into my rhythm here with the videos. It'll take me a little while, but again, I'd like to thank all you folks for watching and supporting me. Well, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar with ConciergeBullion.com. ConciergeBullion.com is a telephone business. This is not a business for online sales. You know, you can't click something and put a credit card and buy it from me. This is for folks out there buying larger quantities of gold and silver. So if you're buying more than 1,500 ounces of silver, more than 100 ounces of gold, and you live anywhere in the continental U.S., I will beat likely your local dealer's prices, although that's a little tough to say, but I will definitely beat Atmex, SD, JM Bullion, and Miles Franklin on their prices. So if you're buying larger quantities, definitely give us a call. We use traditional wires, bank wires and such, and also secure methods of shipping. And I've been doing this a long time. So again, if you're buying larger quantities, definitely contact us at ConciergeBullion.com. Our phone number's down here, and you can hit that contact button as well. If you live anywhere in South Florida, come visit our store in lovely Lauderdale by the Sea. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. I've been in this location since 1995, and I've been doing this when I started working for my father's store in 1977, so I've got a lot of experience in rare coins, paper money, and especially precious metals. So again, if you live anywhere in South Florida, whether you're buying an ounce of gold whether you're buying $1 worth of gold or silver, whether you're buying $1 million worth of gold and silver, we will beat Atmex, JM Bullion, and SD Bullion, and Miles Franklin on their prices. But remember, this is a brick and mortar store right here. We do no shipping or anything. Well, that's it, folks. Have yourself a wonderful day. I think I'm going to go take a walk along the beach, and then I'm going to go maybe take a ride on my motorcycle up A1A and enjoy the day. It's been a tough week or two for me, and I do need to get outside. Well, hey, thanks for watching again. Have yourself a wonderful Saturday and weekend, and I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye now.